Hi everyone, Gav from Gav Tarantulas, and as you can see behind me is the vivarium that I've done out for my Stirmi, so it's all done. So you will see coming up next how I made it and the steps I took to go through it, and then we will rehouse my female Stirmi into this one and see how she takes, and then we'll follow her on the channel. So thanks very much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe, click that bell icon, and please leave me some comments below as well. Cheers.
Render for start.
Okay, so here's where I picked up with the original background. Had to clean it out and disinfect it. Here I sealed the bottom, the gaps and corners, and then put some damp proofing down with some waterproof tape. Okay, here I did the expanding foam with the potted plants, as you can see, in some cork bark, and put the big potted plant in there, which I'm going to use for a hide. And then typical, ran out of expanding foam, 2 bottles, so I had to go get another. Wasn't the same colour, but it doesn't matter because you see the next process when I sand it all down. Okay, I missed out the silicone in part and then cutting in the actual expanding foam, but I did the stages where I put the cocoa fibre on and left it for a couple of days. So I think this is already over a few days, this process. Can't remember, I think it was about 3, letting everything cure. Then I'm just tidying up now, separating some of the cocoa fibre to expose some of the cork bark that I put in there. You see me dusting off. It's a big piece I put in there as well. And then I put some wood bark on the right hand side there, as you can see, just to give it some different sort of texture and a different style to the background. But it wasn't too hard to do. You just tip the vivarium up on the side after the background had set, and then obviously expand from there, and it just all holds in. So I'm just tidying up this bit here as well. Take off as much as you want. It still took about 2 days just for the cocoa fibre itself, just to actually purely set in the actual silicone. Okay, here I put some sphagnum moss in and just hot glued it into the places I wanted to, and hopefully that will just stay good in there as well. I'm going to put some more carpet moss in there, see if that will grow at a later date, but this is the stage I've got up to at the minute. Then moved on and did all the potted plants, put some proper compost in there with a good mixture so it feeds them for up to 4 to 5 weeks. Hopefully they set, and that's all the plants that I've done around the sides and back. And then we'll move on to the next stage, which is the filtration at the bottom. So this is going to be like my clay balls, but you don't need clay balls, so I did it with this. It's a fine mixture, small stones and even tinier chippings in there. Flatten that all out, and it's all pre-cleaned and boiled to remove any bacteria. And the next stage I did this waterproof membrane, which has gone on as well, so obviously the water can seep through that, but the substrate will stay on top of this. Then put all my substrate in, and you can see the final take on what you have here. Okay, so here, if you can see, I've put in a culture of springtails, and I thought I'd put in quite a few, but they just disappear in this enclosure. But you can see some moving around there, and also put in some dwarf, what are they called? The isopods, the woodlouse culture. And there we have the setup water dish as well, and some dry leaves and sphagnum moss scattered around, and that hide there I've burrowed out, which I think it'll probably use, with a skull in the background. Okay, so the final look, overall very happy with this, so let me know in the comments below what you think. But took me about 5 days in total to do everything, so I'm absolutely over the moon with it, and this is where I think it'll potentially go, but we'll soon find out. Until it gets bigger, use the bigger one. But there we have it. Let me know what you think. So now we'll get on to rehousing the Stirmi in. Okay, so that's her old enclosure there, and you can see where I did the branch going over. She used to go around the side, all the way around the back, and she's done a tunnel underneath, and that's where she used to sit and run back and through. But she's at the size now where she's getting ready to molt, just at the start of it, and she used to molt here, but she's doubling in size every time, and I think that this is going to be a little bit too snug for her now. I do like this setup, but I'm going to have to use it for something else. I've got no idea what yet, but I'll put another terrestrial in here because I like the way I've done this. But she is, as you can see, in there. So we'll get her out. Obviously she's you know, this is a massive enclosure, but what I've done is I've done it ready for when she can grow into it now, so I don't have to move her again, because I do not like stressing this one, because I like her abdomen with all the hairs on it and not stressed. And today when I got her in here, she kicked a few hairs, which is the first time, because normally I just leave them all alone and just feed them. And get her in here now, so she'll be able to molt. She'll have plenty of space to molt in here. And then she's also got, if I can show you, a massive cave there that will do her for when she's even fully grown. So that is absolutely huge. But what I think she'll use at the minute is, there is one there she can go into in the skull, and she can see out the front, but she can get in and out there. Or she'll probably use that which I've hollowed out underneath for her. So there's plenty of places for her to hide. So I'm going to let her go and see where she goes, and then I'll just have to try and find her when I go to feed her. So, but I think she'll be a lot happier in here, and we'll just get her in. I think she's a little bit upset. There you go. So you can see that she's at the start of going into molting. Put it down. Right, she's at the start of going into molting, and then when she molts again from this, because this is definitely confirmed female, but she literally, I've only had a few molts off her, but she doubles in size, literally. At least over half, so she'll be that much bigger again. So this is actually perfect for her. Look, so she can actually wander around, disappear, hide, feel safe, loads of hiding places. And I may see if she's actually hungry as well. She doesn't seem that stressed at the minute, so we will try. If she does take something, then she is settled. No, she's not going. There she goes. It's not far off molting as well. There's black on the rear of her abdomen there, and then anyone who knows that T. Stirmis will lose most of the hair on the abdomen, and then they'll go really black and shiny, and then she'll molt. So she did feed a couple of days ago. She took 2 of those Mario worms off me, but this just looks so much better. So there we go, she's working her way right round the back. And I was thinking that I'd actually lose her in here, but she's got loads of places to hide. Absolutely tons. Loads of ground space, so she's got plenty of room to molt. She can even molt in that cave in private. Well, it's been another couple of days since I shot the first part of that video, and she is using the cave to live in. So she comes out and then she drinks from the water dish, and then she just goes back in there as a little wander around. So I'll give it a spray in there. So she's choosing to use the cave, which is brilliant. And there she is there, so we will leave her be. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. Please leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.